Hi, I'm Luann Aiken with Tagawa Gardens here in Centennial, Colorado. And just in case you haven't heard, succulents, that wonderful big family of beautiful architectural diverse plants that hold water, they tend to snap, most of them. Well, they are huge, hugely popular. And if you are a fan of succulents and you want to kind of kick it up a notch, then come to Tagawa's for our specialty succulents and find Dee, our houseplant supervisor. You have all kinds of fancy names for some of these, so don't get scared by the name, but she's going to really tell us some great plants that are just a little more advanced than your average jade plant or something, right? What do we have here?
We call these caduciforms, or for short, fat plants.
Fat plants.
I have my favorites, which is the one in the front is actually a type of yam, or a Dioscorea elephantypes. It has a really cool caudix or stem, and then it has a vine which can get 20 to 30 feet long.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay.
And then behind it is called a Pachypodium, or a Madagascar palm. What I like about it is you get the two worlds, the cactus look on the bottom and then the true leaves on the top. Extremely easy to grow. The only problem is you need good light.
Okay, all right.
Then my favorite is this one here. It's called a it's a Syningia, or a Leucocarpa, or a Brazilian Edelweiss. It's my favorite. I have one at home, and it blooms for me every February.
What color flowers?
It's orange.
Big,
yeah,
bright, bold.
They're long and skinny,
okay,
but it grows in like a little fluorescence. Wonderful plant.
Midwinter flower. That's
yes.
always good.
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
It's called a
unearthly
bombax.
beast. It's called a what?
Bombax.
Bombax.
I love it too. They have that storage in them, so you can go months without water, but they do have a true leaf. So when they're in an active growth stage, you can water more often and they just take off. Fun, wonderful, easy to grow, but needs lots of light.
Conversation piece.
Oh, definitely,
yeah,
especially on the coffee table.
That's great, that's great. And what about over here? We have some bizarro looking things.
Yeah,
that,
we got some of my favorites, like this one down here, which is a Lithops, or a livingstone. That one lives in the islands of the Galapagos. And then we have this calancho here called Fang, which looks like the man-eating plant from Little Shop of Horrors.
Is that your name for it? Is that what people really call it?
No, it's called Fang.
Fang, all right.
Yeah, and then we have this monstrose form of a Euphorbia. This one's not grafted, and then this one is grafted. And they just grow like a fan. So very fun, multiple growing points.
Grafted meaning part of plant A has been attached.
Yep,
to
you got
plant
two
B.
plants that are attached together.
And that's healthy for them, and they just
Oh,
go
yeah.
to town.
Actually, the top part couldn't grow by itself in nature. So they actually grafted onto a rootstock that photosynthesizes and allows it to grow.
And what about this explosive, lovely thing?
This is a common plant. It's called a ponytail palm, or a Bocarnia recurvata. That was one of my first plants. It's so cool because of the bottle part on it. And then you get the ponytail on top. Easy to grow. All I can tell you is they can be susceptible to mealybug, but other than that, they're easy. And they can grow in a little bit lower light.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Hard to take care of if you see to the light needs?
I'll tell you, most people kill with kindness. So
Too much water?
I would say, if in doubt, don't water. But when you do water, water thoroughly. Give it a good, thorough saturation.
Soak through.
Drench it, and then making sure that it's drying out almost completely, if not completely, in between watering.
Okay. Hard to pot up?
No, since they don't have spines like a normal cactus,
Sure.
but of course that Pachypodium would probably be a little bit harder to plant. But they're relatively easy. And the main thing that I wanted to stress with succulents is when you plant them up, once you get them in their pot, don't water them in. Your first instinct is to give them water.
Right away.
Right. But you want to wait about 3 to 5 days before you give them water. And they usually have a tiny, tiny root system. So, and I wanted to show you how big this pot is. And your first instinct would to be put it in a big pot like this.
Right.
But they have such tiny roots that you don't need to put them in a big pot, as you can see here. So I'm going to just kind of loosen this up.
Whoa.
And look, that's our root. So it could even go into a smaller pot. But I love this little shallow tray type pot. Works good.
Looks perfect for this kind of plant.
Oh, definitely.
So coffee filter or landscape fabric in the bottom.
Same old coffee filter. I love it. I remember in the old days we used to put broken pot shards on the bottom of the pot. And then you'd cut yourself or whatever doing the broken pot shards. I'm using a cactus soil mixed 1 part cactus soil to 1 part potting soil.
So it's got soil, but it's very gritty with some big chunks of.
I want it to hold a little bit of water.
Right.
If there's too rocky, then you're having to water it a little more often. I want to have a little bit of water holding capability. And simple to pot up, don't have to do much. And what I do is I get the soil all the way around it before I pack it in. Okay. And when you do pack it, you're not packing very hard. And then you're just lifting the plant up a little bit, working it into the middle, and then you're pushing around the edge. And then give it a little tap. And when I do water it in about 3 to 5 days, I'll wash off all that dirt that's established, in between.
And a nice clay pot, good for breathing, good for some air movement.
It can be a glazed, but just remember it's going to take longer for it to dry out.
If you want to be the show-off on your block with these advanced degree succulents, she will be happy to tell you just exactly what you need to do, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. Come see us at Tagawa's. We would be happy to help you be green and grow. If you like this video, feel free to share it with a friend, and come see us at TagawaGardens.com for more videos like this. You'll also find us on Facebook and Twitter.